My name is Diane Samuels. My affiliation is, first, I'm a visual artist who's unaffiliated, and second, I'm the co-founder of City of Asylum Pittsburgh. My project is called Ovid's Metamorphoses, an artwork. The City of Asylum, as I said, provides sanctuary to writers in exile. Our first writer to come was a man from China named Wang, and he'd been brutally tortured and jailed 6 times for writing poetry. And he came to this neighborhood in Pittsburgh, and this little teeny neighborhood, speaking no English, in his 60s. And the first thing he wanted to do was carve his poems on the mountains flanking the rivers in Pittsburgh. And I said, well, it's a great idea, but it's going to be a huge task with the bureaucracy. What about painting your poetry on the face of the house that you live on? So we set up a scaffolding, and Wang in grass-style calligraphy in Chinese wrote his poetry. He wrote an anthology of his poems on the face of the house. Wang told me that what was really important, something that was really important to him when he was growing up, was he found hidden a copy of Leaves of Grass, Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass, translated into Chinese, and the importance of individualism, reaching out, speaking to other people, but individual statement was something that he learned from Whitman. So I decided that I would hand transcribe Leaves of Grass because of Wang, and so I did that in microscript. I wrote out the entire deathbed edition of Leaves of Grass. I wrote out the Odyssey, just the classic coming home story. And what I'm doing here is hand transcribing David Raeburn's translation of Ovid's Metamorphoses. Now, you know, Ovid was in exile. He wrote this near Rome, and Augustus exiled him in 8 AD. And this is the classic story about transformation and change, possibilities, violence, horror, wonder, and the formation of the world. And it seemed like this was sort of the ultimate book of what I've been thinking about for this whole period for 10 years. And so coming here and being able to work on this with uninterrupted time has really been essential to me. I thought I was going to come and spend a lot of time planning and thinking, and I've actually started to write it. A wonderful thing happened. I had a plan to get started, and I brought all these supplies with me in my suitcase, and then I had the great fortune to have my suitcase lost by American Airlines, and it didn't come for 3 days, and I had to rethink my whole project, and I changed my entire approach because I had that time, thanks to the airline's mistake. And so from the moment I left the airport in Milan to the time I've spent here, it's been a transformative experience for me. As I've been reading this and writing this, so many things have happened with other residents that have resonated in the book. It's been amazing. When John Dugard talked about international law, apartheid, and Palestine and Israel, that very day I had read in the beginning of Metamorphoses, the land which had been as common to all as the air or the sunlight was now marked out with the boundary lines of the wary surveyor. So the idea of dividing land was what I read about on John Dugard's day when he was it was amazing.